Good morning, sunshine.
Welcome to the real world. Whoa! Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with free air. There's no second best, okay?
GM. GM. So, I saw that Avalanche has released a cryptocurrency Visa card. Market doesn't seem to care right now. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Could be seeing a lag here where the market hates Avalanche so much that it doesn't react to bullish news. However, releasing a crypto Visa card is... I don't think it's not as big, and this isn't what Traded It is about. Just seen it. I'll show you here. Just in. Oh, yeah, great meme, by the way, found in the comments. Avalanche releases Visa card for cryptocurrency payments. So, I mean, that might seem on the face of it like really bullish news, but, you know, there's been a million of them already, mostly through centralized exchanges like Crypto.com, Bybit, fucking Binance. They all have cards, Visa or MasterCard. Mostly MasterCard, but still, I mean, it's not a massive difference. And you'd have to see what the actual details of that are. Like, if it's a Avalanche, which is supposed to be a decentralized blockchain, if it's an Avalanche Visa card but you have to KYC for it, it defeats the purpose. And you will absolutely have to KYC to have a Visa card. So, you know, is it as big of a news as it might seem? Probably not. It's also not a partnership with Visa, at least from what I've seen. Solana does have a partnership with Visa, by the way. Visa trying to... And maybe there is an Avalanche partnership with Visa, but I know that Visa were working with Solana. This was announced last year. Visa were working with Solana to enable USDC payments through the Visa network, which I don't know if there's been any more developments in that, but a lot of these things on the face of it seem bullish, and obviously they can be, but it doesn't have to translate into price. Like I said, like Crypto.com had the biggest, Crypto.com had the biggest fucking debit card that was being used all of last cycle. And if you look at the performance of CRO, right, it's down only because it doesn't translate into token price. Even if blockchains are doing bullish things and developing and progressing and all that, it doesn't necessarily mean that the price of the coin is going to increase proportionally. So anyway, today I want to talk more about this. I mentioned this in Swing Trader chat yesterday. So we set a Monday high, which is untested. On the first hour of yesterday, we set the high for the week. If you can see a reversal, that is a really good target to go to. If you watch the weekend workshop number 11, which was advanced mean reversion, you'll know this. Hasn't been anything yet that would show that that is the case. It is down at support. This is holding for now. You would have to see some kind of strength coming in. So there's a swing high. Let's say we moved up, tested this market structure break. This is the 4-hour market structure break. If you come up, test that area, drop back, form a higher low, I would expect from there it can run towards this level. Usually, if it sets that high on Monday, it tends to hit it by Wednesday or Thursday, if it's just a mean reversion. And at that point, probably reverses back off that and goes into more consolidation. And that would set up one of our bullish paths for a breakout later on. So I'd be looking at that as probably the best trade. On the short side, I'm not really a fan of much at the moment. Like the way Bitcoin is trying to hold, and the way that there is clearly demand stepping in here, and it's tried to break down 1, 2, 3, 4 times on the 4-hour, and each of them is getting nice long wicks and holding up. So despite it not being like a super strong move, it's clearly showing resistance to going lower. And when you look at what's below us, we have the daily bands, right, which are just right below, and depending on which exchange you look at, we've tested it or are close to testing it on most of them. So that's an area where price should hold. This is previous support. This is where the move ended and we held. This is like close to the breakout retest level. So it doesn't make sense to be short here. I also don't think that it's necessarily the best entry point for a long-term long position or high time frame swing position. But I do think this can hold and lead us to a new high within this consolidation. So that's what I'd be looking at, would be, is there a chance for BTC here to form a bottom, which to me would be it has to retest the MSB level, right? It has to retest that, probably sell off in there, but form a higher low around maybe today's daily open, which is this dotted line. And then you would look at longs towards Monday's high. Because Monday's high will have a lot of liquidity. There'll be plenty of shorts that are coming in this week that have shorted the weekly open sell-off, and they're at risk of getting hit. Whether this is a bullish or bearish move, going towards this level will be the expectation you would have for a mean reversion trade. And that's one of the main trades I'm going to be looking at. And a way to view this then on lower time frames is to look at I'd take four time frames, go on the 4 hour, look at the 50, 100 and 200, which we get over here. There we go. All right, and then put that on all the charts, knock that off, look at BTC on the 4 hour, and then on the 1 hour, and then on the 15 minute, and on the 5 minute. So you can see with 15 minute bands are bearish, 5 minute bands are bearish too, and knock that off. There we go. So if you're looking at how's Bitcoin going to make its way back to the highs, it's came to the 50 EMA and held. So the first touch of the 50 EMA after they cross, which is the first test here, that should be enough to hold and produce a new high. That statistically is most likely. The first time you test them, because the bands were crossed here, then we impulsed higher, held the 1221, held the green bands all the way. The first test of the 50 should lead to a new high. We have the 1 hour, which is still bullish as of right now, very close to crossing the 50 and the 100, but not in a downtrend. So based on the bands, obviously market structure is different. And then the 15 minute is in a downtrend and the 5 minute is in a downtrend. So I'd be looking at the 5 minute. The 5 minute would be the first earliest indication for this. Once Bitcoin flips, and if it does, flip above and hold above those 5 minute bands and they start to cross back to bullish, that's where you're looking at potential for it to move up and follow this path towards the highs. So that's exactly what I'll be following. That's the trade I'm looking at. And that is it. G fucking M. If I take that trade, I'll post it in Swing Trader chat. Don't know if it's going to be a swing trade. I'm expecting it to take a couple days if it does play out. So that's why I'd be Swing Trader chat rather than Day Trader chat. But it doesn't really matter, right? The trade's the trade. And that is it. GM.